Yeah, these are not just 6 mistakes. These are 6, money-making mistakes that I wish I knew before driving for DoorDash when I first got activated in 2018, doing it for all these years, all those deliveries, seeing the changes, the earnings types, the tasks, the different earnings modes. So either A, if you're a new Dasher, you need to know this, and this is a video for you, or B, you're currently an activated Dasher. Regardless, please don't make these mistakes. Number 1, I don't care how long you've been doing this, you need to understand that your pay will change somehow. I mean, unless you plan on doing this for like a week or like 2 weeks, chances are you're not watching this video, but otherwise months or even longer, or if you feel like I'm not gonna do it, but I might come back to it, your pay is going to change. How? Changes in your marketplace, maybe more Dashers, changes to how customers are using and interacting with these apps. For whatever reason, maybe another app is becoming more popular in your marketplace. New changes and features. So let's say if you're averaging $17, $18 an hour. Great, okay, cool. I obviously want you to make $20 to $25 plus. That's our channel goal here. If I'm making $22 an hour, $23, what happens when there's a new feature, a new reward system, which is really what we're seeing right now with the overall Dasher rating pilot program? What if there's a new earnings mode? We're seeing round trip deliveries, package returns, different ways to earn. Now you have to have a different strategy. So if I'm averaging $18, $22 an hour, great. That's what I made last year. I can almost promise you it's gonna change somehow, up or down, every single year, basically. Number 2, the worst thing you can do, and I felt this, I'll give you a specific example because I've done this. And I did this when I was new. I did this when I was flat broke and I needed money. So if you're struggling right now, listen to this. Or if you just really want to make as much money as possible, listen to this. Please don't rush. Don't rush either on the road. It stands to reason. I've been, frustrated and anxious on the road. I've never sped, like gone crazy. Just don't do that anyway. Safety, tickets. You're not going to squeeze in another order an hour. If you do, again, it's not even worth it for that risk there. But I've rushed on the Dasher app. So here's the example. I remember driving in San Diego, California when I was out there. And I had an offer. It was at night. And I still remember the plaza. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but I think it was maybe some Chinese food restaurant or something. And like I said, I was flat broke and I needed every single dollar possible. So I'm anxious. I was stressed. I need this order. I need, while not speeding, I want to take as many orders as possible every single hour. You get the point. So I pull into this restaurant, this parking lot, and I'm stressed. I grab my bag, I'm moving, and I open the door. And what I ignore, because I'm rushing, that the door says pool. So what do? Exactly. And I still remember the feeling of despair and embarrassment and whatever else of having, 50 people look at me and hearing the clanking, grinding, metallic sound of a door opening the wrong way into the restaurant and having the staff look at me and having to still do that pickup while everyone stares at you the entire way. And to make it even worse, I'm just going to tell you the whole story. I forgot something. So I went back to my car and someone said something to me a little snarky, whatever, I deserve it. And then I realized I forgot something, had to come back in, look like an idiot. Don't rush. Number 3, a mistake that I did make in, honestly, this could be new or experienced Dashers because it's so attractive. Let me ask you, comment down below. What is the highest bonus pay you've seen on DoorDash? Or if you don't really do DoorDash, or right now you're preferring a different app, let me know what app it is and how high the bonus pay is. The issue is driving, working, signing up for assignments on possibly maximum bonus pay. And this is something I've said before. Why? Because on DoorDash, as you know, your area marketplace is broken into smaller sub-marketplaces like this one. and this one. So these are parts of the overall marketplace. And then within there, there's going to be, hopefully, peak pay. That is a per delivery incentive from DoorDash. You should know the range of peak pay. So let's grab it again here. If I asked you in this market segment, just pretend it's yours, okay? If this is your market segment, so what's the average peak pay per delivery bonus or earn by time? Earn by time is a little different. You can only decline once per hour. So let's keep it on earn per offer, let's say. What's the average peak pay? Is it, I'll get $2. $1 is kind of low. $3 is high. So $2 is average. My warning is driving on that $3, let's get rid of that there, the $3 maximum peak pay or $4 maximum peak pay. It's gonna be up to you, and I've certainly done it. I will still continue to do it, but just consider, what does maximum peak pay do? It's bringing out more dashers. Are more customers necessarily earning? In an ideal world, yeah, game days, whatever, events in your area where, it's forecasted. That's why there is peak pay, an imbalance of supply and demand here. So they're gonna need more dashers. But sometimes, always going for the highest peak pay and going on Dash Now or scheduling shifts, it might make you more money. If it's making you more money, do that all day. If I can get more and more per delivery peak pay and it's making me like the best money I've ever made per hour, then do it all day. But if it's not, is there a better day, time, or other sub-marketplace that I could drive on that has $2 or $1 peak pay, and I might still make more, or at least the same amount of money without less headaches in that market? That you're gonna have to test, but let's move on. If you got this far in the video, before we get into number 4, do check out our updated resources at yourdrivermight.com. The earnings tracking spreadsheet updated for 2025. We have some nice scales, some performance metrics to see if you have areas of opportunity, areas that are doing decent, and areas that are really thriving. Those are just red, yellow, and green zones. And then now we have a complete video walkthrough of using that tracking spreadsheet. Or if you're just getting started, because look, there's a ton of gig app, side hustle apps right now. Some of them completely not worth it. Some of them are better. If you're looking for something fresh, or if you're just getting started, you might want to look at our Side Hustle Starter Guide. You can compare 85 plus gig apps that I've either personally done or talked to workers, gig workers, and or researched for you. But number 4, you have to simply track your business miles and expenses. And that kind of goes along with that earnings tracking spreadsheet, because you can do both, track your miles and expenses, or use an app, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. But you have to track your miles and expenses. Why? It's just delivery, dude. I'm doing DoorDash and it's gonna be, an extra $4,000 for the year, like whatever it is. Well, come tax time, you're gonna get your 1099 miscellaneous form, and you're gonna need that with your tax filing paperwork. And you need to know, for deduction purposes, either the standard mileage rates or the actual expense method. Talk to your CPA or tax professional. How many miles did you drive? And especially if you take the lesser used, but it's still available, actual expense method, you need all your receipts. So you literally need to know your expenses. I don't want you to make, by the way, setting aside money for those taxes, you're self-employed. So, myself, self-employed, whether it be here on YouTube, gig work, it's 1099, independent contractor work, we get taxed more. So you have your, federal, state, whatever, and your, Social Security contributions, all that stuff. But then you also have taxes for self-employment. So because of that, those taxes aren't withheld like a W-2 job would. And of course, the W-2 doesn't have self-employment tax. Please set aside 20 to 30% for taxes, and then also record your performance. Number 5, don't dash, or continue, especially, don't keep dashing in the wrong areas. So we talk about like power strips, areas that are really dense with restaurants. We talk about a few things on our free resource, our side hustle bundle, if you want to get that. But if I'm dashing in a certain area of my marketplace, and I find most times, this is why I avoid certain areas, not because of the customer, because of the orders. I drive around here, I'm gonna get pulled out of my zone. I'm driving over here at the edge of my market, I get pulled out of my zone. Not always, but you might keep declining because I keep getting offers from customers that are right outside the zone, customers that are right outside the zone. That doesn't mean you always have to stay right in that center of that sub marketplace. Just think about, okay, is that area even busy? Like where I'm waiting, wherever you're waiting, is it actually busy, or are you waiting in a completely empty, large neighborhood development? There's no restaurants around there. Sure, you could get something. You're gonna have to drive to a restaurant or that power strip anyway. So why are you waiting there? I mean, I get the convenience if you're going online from home and whatnot, but if you're driving to an area and staging or just, waiting for offers and nothing is ever coming in and you find that's the case for a couple of weeks, don't keep dashing there. And number 6, kind of piggybacking on that, don't just dash during dead times, like slow times. So number 5, we talked about like actual geographies, areas on the map. Now let's talk about the days and times. Listen, I want you to multi-app, okay? And drop a like on this video again if you got this far. And if you did get this far, let me know what apps you're multi-apping with and what's working and maybe what's not working as far as pairings of gig apps. And of course, it's gonna vary by marketplace, so let's share that down below. We can compare there. But I'm not gonna continue to dash or even expect $20 plus an hour if I'm going out there every Monday at 10 a.m. past the breakfast rush, too early for lunch. Why am I starting, let's say, if it rolls over from another shift or whatever, but why would I start at that time when I know maybe another app is better? Maybe another niche is better. Maybe I can work on some other part of my business or something else that I'm working on versus wasting your time during a day and time that you feel isn't the best. But eventually, you're gonna be driving on different apps. You're gonna be doing your thing in your marketplace. So you need to know, but not so much me, you need to know when you're driving or working, whatever it is, shopping, all that stuff, why this app? Why this day? Why am I waiting here? And if it is slow, when is it typically slow? And should I be doing something else with my time, frankly? Because your time is valuable, which, I appreciate. Thank you for giving me some of your time and watching videos like this and just sharing your thoughts down below and just being supportive, etc. But let me know, which one of these mistakes have you been making? Trust me, there's like 50 other mistakes we could talk about. So what other mistakes are causing you issues right now? And then let me know what's working for you, just generally, so we can see what's working and what's not working this year.